we have Alex Ariza here. It is April, let me check the date, the 14th at 11 p.m. So we're working hard for you guys. We're going to start with Alex Ariza's blog and start getting into the questions that have been asked. First off, the question is, Alex, how good is swimming?
Swimming, I think, is one of probably the most toughest exercises out there. A lot of people don't like to do it because it requires a lot of rhythm. But for fighters, I think it's probably the best exercise out there. It teaches you so many different things. First of all, obviously it incorporates almost every muscle in your body. But the main thing is that if you do it correctly and you swim with rhythm, and it teaches you how to breathe. And if you can learn to breathe in water, then you can learn to breathe in a ring. Especially when it starts to get tough and you have to stick with that rhythm of breathing. You don't let your breathing get carried away from you. And that's why if you're paying attention to what I'm always telling Manny, I'm always saying, find your rhythm, breathe, because I want him or my fighters to get in the habit of learning how to breathe and not letting it get carried away to where you're just breathing. Remember, when you're breathing rapidly, fast in and out, none of that oxygen that's going in is getting absorbed into your bloodstream. So that's why you want to take those deep breaths, hold it as long as you can, let it out. It seems tough, but sometimes you don't even have to take a deep breath. Just stop your breathing, just boom, stop it, hold your breathing. And that's going to get at least some oxygen, and it's going to allow a lot better recovery.
Yeah, that's interesting. Before I get to the next question, I think you probably can revolutionize the sport if people really listen to what you're saying, because Jackson, who's the best trainer in Jackson Academy in UFC, he's the only trainer I've ever seen in the UFC actually work with his fighters on their breathing techniques during the breaks, and making sure they're breathing in through their nose, out through their mouth, getting the proper oxygen in. And I'm just thinking, wow, if these guys realize how important that was during their training, it would be that much more effective.
It is, believe it or not. You'd be surprised.
Wow, I never thought of that.
You'd be surprised just how important breathing is. That's why in the very, very beginning of camp, I always tell Manny, even if you're not tired, get into that rhythm of breathing. That way, when we get to the main night, he already knows how to breathe, when to breathe. And again, I think water is probably the most important part of learning how to do that, because you just really don't have a choice. When you're in the water, there's no, depending on where you're at, but for us, there's no edges, there's no bottom. And it's mental toughness as well, but you get so many things out of swimming. So try it, and it's not going to be easy, but you're going to see results, good results.
Next question: how bad is undersleeping?
Undersleeping probably is sleeping to me, because I'm all about recovery. And I think all the important things come with recovery, but sleeping is probably the most important thing out of everything, especially for the high intensity athletes out there. Again, when I'm always speaking about whatever subject, I'm always thinking in my head about boxing, so I always want people to refer to it as the same way, or as a high intensity athlete. But sleeping is that part, just as I think is as important as your nutrition part, because it's that time of the day where your body completely is shutting down. It's looking to recover. It's to charge its batteries. That's when the muscles are recuperating the best. They're growing at their best. And so 8 hours of sleep is almost a must. And even if you can, Arnold Schwarzenegger once said, if I don't have to stand, I sit down. If I don't have to sit down, I lay down. And if I don't have to stay awake, I sleep. And I think that's the best rule of thumb you can go by.
And here's
any event. Hey, not to mention girls. This isn't just for the guys and for the athletes. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff for women too. A lot of creative stuff, how to lose 10 pounds in 7 days, and a lot of different stuff. So I hope you guys tune in as well. I hope you guys flood us with questions, and we'll get to them. In any case, I'll see you guys soon. Talk to everybody real soon.